What's up YouTube, this is Dennis Panuta for tutorialsEU. In this video I want to talk about the new templates when it comes to creating a console application. So let's create a new application, console app to be precise. I'm gonna call this one new console app, and this is using the new template. So here I'm using the .NET 6 long-term support version as my framework, and then I see this here. And first I was confused and I was just about to record a new video about abstract, and then I saw, holy smokes, this is super short code. I love it. And it's really just this one line, console write line, that says hello world, and now we can run this and it will display hello world. So we don't need all of this other boilerplate code using the using keyword to add the namespaces, as well as having the namespace that we are in, plus the class that we're in, plus the main method and so forth. All of that is not required anymore. We can directly get started with our code. So it's like we are inside of our main method straight away. And I think that's a pretty cool change. So if you want to build a simple console application, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, so then what else do we have? So we can go to this link, open it up, and we see, well, that's the German version. Here's the English one. New C# templates generate top-level statements. So this is what we have, and this is what was the old school way of creating a console application that would write console write line. And now you see these are significantly more lines that you would need, even though of course you wouldn't need link and you wouldn't need collections.generic in your application if it was just writing onto the console. And seeing this, my first thought was, wow, that's so cool. And this made me think of this video here, if Squid Game was made for software engineers, where there were 4 guys and they had to select a programming language that they feel most comfortable with. And then once they have selected it, they would have to develop an application that would write hello world onto the console. And there was this Python guy was just like, oh yeah, a piece of cake, because for him it's just print and then hello world, that's it. But then for the C# guy, it would have been all of this stuff here. So using system, semicolon, namespace, name of the main namespace, then public class, program, whatever, you know, like all of this code. You would have to type all of that in without using an IDE. So really no way of testing whether your code is right or not, whether you missed a semicolon or whatever. And as you might know from Squid Game, if you screw up, then you're done, okay? So yeah, now it will be a lot easier for the C# guy. So thank you very much, Microsoft. Okay, so that's one thing. But then there is another thing that I really enjoy, and I wasn't even aware of that. And that is the implicit using directives. So now we don't have to add all of these namespaces manually anymore. They will be there implicitly. So by default, those 7 namespaces will be included in your project, even if you don't add them. Like IO, generic collections, link, net HTTP threading, and threading tasks. So these are namespaces that were used quite a lot by developers, so they decided to just put it in, I guess, by default. So how can you change that? Well, you can use something called global directives. So these are enabled now by default. So if you go over to your application file, so to your project file, you can see that here inside of property group, you can see that there is this implicit usings now, which is set to enable. So if you set that to disable and you run the application again, your application will crash or will show errors. So here suddenly it doesn't know what this console.write line is and so forth. And that is because we are disabling those namespaces like system, system.io and so forth. So now let's enable that again and run the application, and you see hello world works as intended. So these are the implicit usings, enabled or disabled. Now you see, this is how you disable them. And if you want to disable specific items, you can create an item group and disable a particular namespace. So why would that matter? Well, because if you want to create a super small program, then you don't want to use namespaces that you won't require. So you want to get rid of the packages that you are not using, so the namespaces that you're not using, because otherwise your application might just be this little bit bigger, a couple of kilobytes here, a couple of kilobytes there. So it really depends on what you want to build. So in order to test this, what I did is I created this item group, or I just added this item group, and I said using remove system. So now if system is removed, this is not going to work because console is part of the system namespace, right? This console class, it's inside of the system namespace. So if I add this using remove system, it's not going to work anymore. So now, well, obviously this will not be something that I want to use in my program at all, but this was just to demonstrate how to use this tool. And now you see now console is available. You see it's under system.console. So there's this class console. You can click into it to get more details about it, what it contains. And there are a bunch of methods that we are using in general. So something like write line, for example, right? Write line, and read key and read line, stuff like that. Quick pause. In this video, you'll learn something about C#. And if you want to learn everything there is to know that you need for the fundamentals and to become a real C# developer, then definitely check out my C# masterclass, in which you're going to learn all of the things you need to know about C#. So you're going to learn how to do the basics, how to use object-oriented programming, how to use WPF in order to create your own user interfaces, how to use databases, how to use LINQ, how to create your own games using Unity, and a lot more. So if you want to become a real C# developer, definitely check out the link in the description below. And now the alternative would be to include system in all of your files that you are going to use inside of your project. Okay, so here using include, and then the namespace that you want to use will make it available in all of your different files for that project. So let's test this by disabling the implicit usings and only use the item group with our included system. So now let's run it and see whether hello world still works. And I just added or changed that to hello mo. And now let's run it again and we will see that it works exactly the same. So it's still added because we included system explicitly. So we didn't have to do that explicitly for that file, but for our entire project. So here using system, for example. So it's the same thing, but we don't need to add that here because we have added it here in our project file already. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, if you hit the like button, it really helps us out, as well as the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. This is still a small channel. We have rebooted, so to speak, really focusing on C# only on this channel. So every subscriber is appreciated. So thanks a lot and see you in the next video.